And then I low-key feel like TT has like pent up energy, anger from getting beat up by Daisy a couple hours earlier. So I was like, girl, this butt whoop is gonna be lethal. Uh,
We My new bitch look like Tyler Perry.
Hello, girls. Hello, boys. Welcome back. This is Royalty Tea Room, and we're back with another Baddies Gone Wild, episode 3. This episode was interesting to watch. I guess was anticipating a lot, but let's get into it. So it starts out with like Daisy versus TT, and Daisy got her good. You know, she got her in a headlock, and I felt good seeing TT get beat up just because of what, you know, how TT was kind of like handling Bahati and everything. However, I don't like the situation. Like, I feel like I would rather have them have, you know, real beef over who ate my last snacks, who ate my hot pocket, but not over a bed that would already belong to someone else. She already slept in it and everything. It's just like, that's what y'all fighting over? Oof, I was disappointed in Daisy for real. So then Vanessa security, she does a confessional, and she low-key's a baddie. She look cute. Cupcake says that, you know, she can share a bed with Bahati, but, you know, Bahati doesn't want to shake her hand. And I'm just like, why y'all sharing beds? I wouldn't even explain myself. Like, this is either my room or I'm leaving. Like, production can decide. And I guess they would let my ass go. So, Bahati says, you know, yeah. So then Cupcake clocked it in her confessional about Bahati, like about them, you know, joining together and trying to overtake their room, like their Rome or whatever. It was really weird. Titi says that she ain't sleeping in the bed, and Cupcake has oxygen. Sorry, y'all. I changed my lighting. I think it looks better. Titi's getting emotional, low key, when she's explaining to herself. Like, I can hear herself like holding back tears. And basically, Daisy's just a bully. Like, you had no reason to do it. I know production set you up to it, but girl, you can say no. It's a new age. It's not like back in the day on Real World, BGC, Jersey Shore, when you like had to listen to production, you had no name without it and whatnot. Like, these days, you can like literally like you can stand your ground. It's much easier than back then. But low key, like, it shows that Daisy and Bahati do not have these type of rooms back home, and I ain't judging no one's finances. But the way that they were like, I need this room now, blah 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 blah. It's like, you have never slept in something this big, have you? Because if you did, you wouldn't need to fight someone, basically bully them into giving it up. So, you know, homeless life is a bitch, but don't show that you're broke on camera. Like, girl, it's giving broke. And I'm not judging anyone, you know, who is. However, like, class and broke are two different things, and there's broke people who have class, and there's regular people who don't have class and are still broke inside. Okay, sorry. So then TT's, you know, making valid points, and about like them coming into their room and everything. And Daisy said, you know, she didn't want to fight her delusion, like you were getting in her space and everything. Bahati says off camera Cupcake wanted her one, so that's kind of why she did it. But on camera she was nice, and she just said she wasn't effing with it. But my thing is, like, I feel like it's better than if she was, you know, nice to you on camera and off camera she was a ish. You know what I mean? Versus, oh, she's hardcore on gangsta. No, I meant she said on camera she's nice, but behind camera she wants to fight. I just feel like, I don't know, I'd rather have it that way than like on camera she wants to rumble, and off camera she's like, oh, I love your hair. It's like, no. So, just different culture. She's from Australia. So then it's a house meeting now, and Coco says that her and Daisy was having a good time at the club, so that's why they didn't fight again, because I guess everyone was expecting it. I mean, I wasn't. Like, if I was you, girl, I would not fight her because your eye looks toe up. And Jaden thinks that she's clocking tea about Coco. She's like, oh, she's copping, please. But it's not really getting clocked. They already fought. Like, what do they need to fight again for? TT clocked Daisy, though. And Bahati talks about why her and Cupcake got beef. But apparently Gloss said that as well. Something. And then Cupcake says that she found out that she may have cancer. And I was like, this is like giving Baddie South when Persuasion was like on the bus crying and stuff. I don't know. Like, it's very sad. It's a very harsh topic. I will put a disclaimer down. However, it just, some people just don't really take that stuff very seriously. Like, don't even mention it if you are just trying to gain sympathy. You know what I mean? But hey, if she took a test, she went to the doctor 3 days before, because that's all she said. She said she may. So she literally just could have went to the doctors 3 days before, and they said, we'll give you your results later. Kind of like when you do a blood test, ladies, you've done blood tests for like sex stuff, and those days you're waiting are a little wearisome. So I understand that part, but I understand also why people are not happy with people, using that as sympathy points. I get both. It's not anything to joke about either. Just saying. Janella kind of clocked her. She was just like, oh, she said that, but she's taking shots here and smoking here. And I was like, I mean, that's kind of ignorant, because just because you have it don't mean you can't, do these things. But I get what she was saying. Like, she did clock it. So then Bahati says TT apologized to her. And TT's like, no, incorrect. And I was like, I mean, it's giving she didn't apologize, Bahati. So then Daisy asks how Janella feels about Shay, and low-key Daisy's messy, because everything that happened at this table, she was like invoking it, not provoking, but like bringing it out, you know what I mean? And she asked Shay to explain what she said on the bus, and Hurricane is low-key clocking Shay, but it was just coming off a little abrasive, and I get it, it's the Great Value Baddie house, but however, you still ladies, like this. She said her opinion at the end of the day, y'all. Y'all need to drop it. They're really dragging it out. And also, apparently, Shay said that she may humble people, and Hurricane didn't like that. But Hurricane, I feel like you were just kind of looking for something. Hurricane also points to Jaden, and she says she's tired of embarrassing her on camera. Low-key, Jaden, that was your moment to reach across that table. Not even reach, because she wasn't that far, and straight up deck her. Because ain't no way you gonna let her say that to you. It's on TV, girl. But Jaden says she didn't feel good, and then Daisy calls out Jaden, like, oh, I fought and I wasn't feeling good either, and Jaden's just like getting loud. She's like, what do y'all not understand? My thing is, you're not scary, so the clapping, waste of energy. Jaden and Hurricane go back and forth, but Hurricane is like provoking her high key, and Jaden basically like runs away. I hate to say it, but that's what happened. And Bahati says that she has liquor, and low-key, I would never drink with swine that I just fought. Not anyone in particular, but if I was there, I would just chug my water. Because I ain't going to get drunk around y'all. Like, I don't even know you like that. Then they play Never Have I Ever, and Bahati says, never have I ever been boring. Or did Daisy say that? I can't remember. And, yeah, then Daisy calls out Rella, Jaden, and Raven, the other girl. And Raven don't say nothing, she's giving, she just wants to be, like, I don't want to say a Scotty, but just a pretty girl, like, Rella's like, excuse me, and Jaden's like, oh, I'll take a shot, but how am I boring? Ugh, sit down. Rella calls her Roly-Poly 2.0, and I don't think Rella is boring. She just got to, like, her and Bahati were, like, neck and neck with the most fights the day before, the 2 episodes past. So I don't think she's boring. I think, she had to heal up. Jaden got into a few fights. I mean, maybe Daisy just doesn't like Jaden. And then Raven, definitely, I 100% agree. But, she said she's catching ass. So we need someone to do that too. Come on now. So then they keep playing Never Have I Ever. So then blah, blah, blah. Coca, Chanel, Jaden, and TT are talking outside about what happened. And I was, like, low-key wondering when I was watching this scene, I was like, where are their new confessional fits? Like, Baddies is already on, like, confessional fit 3. And it's only been 3 episodes, so Bahati walks up, and she explains, like, why they fought. I guess because they were talking in, like, this thingy. And then TT and Bahati, they start fighting now. And TT was winning. She was minking her. Bahati tried to... Like, she was trying to, like, talk to her and stuff through it, I guess, but TT was getting her. She put her in a whole headlock, y'all. And then I low-key feel like TT has, like, pent-up anger from getting beat up by Daisy a couple hours earlier. So I was like, girl, this butt whoop is going to be lethal. And then they go again, and they almost fell over the glass thing. I was like, yo, Zeus, protect your talent. Like, this is an investment, y'all. This is way more than... baddies and throwing booty. Like, this is money, business liability. Come on, y'all need to get on point. But their fight was dirty. And TT says that Daisy tried to bite her, but like we never really see the evidence. Like if that was me, someone tried to bite me, I'd be all up in the camera like this is where it was. So no one could never say that it didn't happen. Bahati says that she's tired. No, TT says she's tired and that they will fight tomorrow. But Bahati's walking up, and then TT grabs a chair, and she's just like, I still want to fight and everything. And then they go again, and Bahati puts her finger in her mouth. Oh, I would never. So then like TT bit her, obviously, kind of like Persuasion in Winter off of Baggers Club. But Bahati is delusional in the confessional. Like she was like, oh, she did like that. No, you you put her finger in her mouth, and she bit you. And she said, get your finger out my mouth, and you still didn't. Like we watched it happen in living color. So TT says Minnesota-ish, and fun fact, I have a connection to Minnesota, so I was low-key proud. So then TT's also talking in her personal confessional. She going crazy, and Bahati says that she's still sleeping in the big room. Sure you are. So then Hurricane, Daisy, and Shay are talking in the gym. Daisy said that she still don't trust Coco because Ishes is weird, and she has that thing on her eye, and if she gets mad again, she don't want to like be cool with her, and she's still plotting, which I get that. Rella comes in, and Daisy said Rella was talking crazy. My thing is, Daisy, you were talking crazy. You called her boring. What else is she supposed to do? Be like, oh, I'm so boring. Thank you. Like, no. Shay says that Rella is boring. And I was like, you were just in her face, man. Where was all this energy? Rella explains that her fillers got knocked out or whatever by Bahati. Shay says she needs to go smoke, but Daisy feels like maybe she was scared because they did fight before. And my thing is, like, someone needs to humble Daisy because, I mean, no offense, but like, you're really... If I breathe, am I scared? Like, I don't know. It's just giving red from, like, BGC 13. BGC 12 actually, and I like red now, but back then, whew. Rella says that it seems like Daisy does ish for the camera, which yes, I've been said that. And then Daisy's like talking about NY ishes, and it's like that shouldn't even be a discussion. Like it should have been a 1-day discussion. That's it, not in episode 3. I don't want to keep hearing about this in episode 10. I'm done. And then they go back and forth about the whole like. This whole state that is owned by certain people is just like, this is not even your place. Like, it drives me crazy when people do that. And then I really just feel like that they don't like each other because of Bahati. Like, Daisy's friends with her, and Rella keeps fighting her. So it's just giving, they have a common mutual person, and one of them is an enemy, and one of them is a friend. Daisy didn't pop her, which I was surprised. But Rella says she doesn't want to F up her face, so she walked away. I would have done the same. I get it. Oxy comes in, and she talks to Cupcake and Janello. I low-key forgot about her. I was like, who is this girl? Oxy said that she feels played about Cupcake about the whole, like, cancer situation. And, like, she wants to know what she actually meant. Because I'm assuming, it just hits home for her. And that's what Zeus needs to realize. Some of these topics, they need to put disclaimers up. Because some of this stuff is trigger happy, trigger warning. And then Cupcake explains in detail that she was told she had a 2.6 centimeter mass and that it runs in her family. So that's why she's wearisome. Either way, it doesn't matter if she was wearisome without the evidence or with not. Like, it's okay to be wearisome. I just want people to understand that, like, it's okay for her to get emotional and to feel scared. It's okay. When you find out those results, you better tell us. No, I'm joking. Oxy says that she feels people try to take advantage of diagnosis and stuff, and I understand that. But they had an issue on the bus, and they did solve it quick, and then they solved this one quick, so it's like, is it staged? Like, I don't know. So then TT, Hurricane, and Ming and Shay are talking about what happened with TT and Bahati, and Gloss comes up. Low-key, I clocked it. She was in her sneakers and bonnet. So Gloss said she was in the shower and she didn't hear TT and Bahati going at it. And a Hurricane still talks to Shay about, like everything that happened at the table. She said that she always does her big one. And they just like get into it all of a sudden. Shay's just like, you want to do it right now? And Hurricane's like, yeah. And I don't know. I feel like Hurricane, like, she's swinging her, but Shay's not a punk. And I was like, why are they fighting? But basically, Hurricane she didn't do her big one. Like, Shay was keeping up, and that second round for sure, Shay was keeping up. Like, Hurricane was on the floor. So, y'all need to stop trying to think that these girls are punks. Like, they're not. Um, and then they started, like, fighting, and they got, like, knocked into the cameras and stuff, and everything. So then they go again. Yeah, they knock the cameras over. Sorry, I'm, like, speed reading through this. Forgive me. And then I heard someone at the back, so like either TT, Gloss, or Ming say, let her get her look back, let her get her look back. She didn't even get her look to begin with. Well, Shay did, but it's clear that Hurricane did not, in fact, do her big one. Because why are they saying, let her get her look back? You only say that if someone's losing, right? Right. So then TT's delusional in her confessional. She's like, I saw her beating her head into the camera. Lies. So now the girls are like gassing Ming and everything. They're telling her that Shay was talking about her. Mind you, Shay and Ming like made out last episode. And Ming basically is getting bucked. They basically put a battery in her back. And Hurricane tells Ming that Shay said that she would fight her or do the same thing to like Ming or whatever. And it's clearly lies. Like, it's fabrication. Like, literally Shay said later on, she's like, why would you believe issues I'm not even cool with? Like, why would she even tell them that? You know what I mean? Gloss tells Ming to ask Shay if they want to fight, and Ming runs up like, yes sir, yes ma'am, I'll do it with ease. And Big Ant gets a confessional. That was interesting to see. And Ming cannot find her. She's like going through the whole house, and at some point after like a minute I'd be like, I'd give up. I just wait for her to walk up. And Shay is in confessional with Bahati. Ming pulls up to Shay, and she says, Shay's like, I didn't say it, but Ming does not believe her, and she's such a follower. And Shay clocked it without saying, about the whole, why would I talk about issues that I don't F with? And Gloss and Shay fight, which I knew was going to happen because she had her sneakers and bonnet on. Anytime she's been on camera, she looks prettied up, and she came down there, like, I was like, ooh, what's going on? But Bahiti's in the corner is too funny. But nobody's like really like getting it. Gloss said that she's fighting for Ming, and Shay's picking and choosing, probably because camera people told her not to fight Gloss or Ming because they're like celebrities. I would assume so. And Ming and Shay fight, and it looks like Shay works her low key, and that's the end of the episode. Next time, Shay and Ming continue fighting. Gloss and Shay fight. Coco says that someone said she was ducking smoke. The girl Shay. Oh, so then the girl's trying to move Shay out of her room, BGC style, only duplicated, never replicated. And Jaden. Oh, and then they also try to move Jaden out as well. Coco versus Jaden, and then Oxy versus Gloss, and it looks like Oxy was getting her. Let me know what y'all feel. Comment, like, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications, all that fun stuff, and we're out. Bye.
My newbies look like